Hello everybody, this is Mackenzie and welcome to VegaTrends, where we help make eating your vegetables just a little bit easier. This week we've been talking about barley on the channel, and today I'm whipping up barley risotto with butternut squash. I hope you'll stay tuned. I don't know about you, but I'm into creamy dishes, and risotto is one of those comfort foods that I really love to eat. Now, this is barley risotto with butternut squash. What I love about this recipe is it's super simple. It's about 10 minutes on the stovetop, and then you're gonna put all the ingredients in a pan into the oven and let it do its thing, which I like simple. First, let's talk about what ingredients you're gonna need. You're gonna need 3 cups of vegetable broth. I use a low sodium variety. You're gonna need about 1.5 cups of dry white wine. I selected a Pinot Grigio here, mostly because there's 3 other bottles and I might wanna have a little bit, and I like Pinot Grigio. Then you're gonna need 1 cup of pearled barley, about 3 cups of butternut squash, which I've cubed here into 1/2-inch cubes, about 5 ounces of baby spinach. I have 1/2 cup of parmesan here. If you're a vegan or trying to cut fat out of your diet, you can leave the cheese out. As a matter of fact, before I add the cheese, I'm going to give it a try and see what I think of it without the cheese. And then 1 onion. So all of these ingredients are going to get cut up and we're going to cook them on the stovetop. Now, while you're getting your ingredients cut up and prepared, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 400, which I've already got that started. The only thing I have left to do is cut my onion. So I've cut up my onion, I've put it into this pan. You can use olive oil to saute your onions if you want. I never use any oil when I'm sauteing. I just use water. If you've never tried water sauteing your vegetables, I highly recommend you do. When somebody first told me about it, I thought, that'll never work. Everything will stick to the pan. But it works surprisingly well. If you've never tried it, I recommend it. So I added that. I'm going to go ahead and add the butternut squash as well. And I'm going to let these cook in the pan for about 5 or 6 minutes. Just let that butternut squash soften up a little bit. We'll throw a lid on that, let the steam do its work. I've had my butternut squash and onions cooking down in the pan now for about 8 to 10 minutes. I'm going to dump in the barley. Let that cook for just a minute. Okay, so I've let that barley cook into there for about a minute. Now comes the fun part. We're going to add the wine. So 1.5 cups. There goes the first cup. And then I already dumped the second bottle into here. And we're going to add half of this. So now we want to let the alcohol cook out of here. That'll take a minute or 2. Smells winey. Okay, so now we want to add 3 cups of vegetable broth. We need to bring this to a boil, so I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes while it comes to a boil. Our risotto has come to a nice boil now. What I'm going to do, the oven has been preheated to 400 degrees. I'm going to transfer this whole pan into the oven. This needs to cook for 35 to 45 minutes, and I'm going to assume it's going to be a little bit closer to the 45 minutes, just how long the barley took to cook earlier today. So we're going to go ahead and put this whole thing in the oven. I can't wait to give this risotto a try. The parmesan and the spinach go in after it comes out of the oven, so we'll add that later. So our barley risotto with butternut squash is finally out of the oven. It took about 50 minutes and I let it sit afterwards for another 20 minutes and let that barley soak up all of those juices, and it smells phenomenal. Now before I add the spinach and the parmesan, I want to just taste this and see what it tastes like. Oh, that is good. That is so good. A lot of great flavors in here. All right, I'm gonna add the spinach and I'm gonna add the cheese. So I have 1 5-ounce bag of spinach here. Good luck getting all this in the pot, huh? Once those spinach leaves get warmed up, they'll soften right up. Okay, we're gonna mix in the cheese. This will give it a little bit of a saltier flavor, add a little creaminess. What I love about healthy cooking is you can eat up all the ingredients you want. Except for maybe the cheese. What I love about this recipe is it definitely has that creaminess and comfort that I'm looking for on a cold day in the fall. And squash makes you think of fall, and barley makes me think of fall. All right, those ingredients mixed up nice. The spinach is softening up. All right, now that I've transferred it into the bowl, I should probably give it another taste. Don't you agree? So good. So I hope you've enjoyed watching me make this barley risotto with butternut squash. Again, my name is Mackenzie. This is VegaTrends, and I hope you'll stay tuned because we still have an episode coming up of my no beef and barley soup. Again, thank you for watching.